All right. Hey, good morning, guys. Before we jump into what the work is for the week, let's just take a second here and talk about grades and what that means. So hopefully all of you have had a chance to read or excuse me, watch the video I posted on Thursday. Now, if you're like you posted a video, I did it in Canvas. It's part of what we call a conference. It was part of last week's live class. I kind of went over all the grading policy for the semester. And so in there I outlined, what the different grade options are, how your grade will be determined, what grading looks like going forward, what grading looked like in the past for basically since we've been out of school with coronavirus. So like I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend that you watch it. The way to find it is you go to Canvas and then you click on conferences and you'll find it dated for this past Thursday. I can't remember the date at the top of my head, but it's the last one or the most recent one that's posted for you. All right. So the other thing I want to say to you is this. All my grades are due by May 29th. So that means if you have things that you owe me, right? Anything from this month or last month that you want to make sure you get credit for, that you get to boost your grade with, I need it really by the 28th. That's Thursday next week. Therefore, I need you guys to, if you're serious about trying to improve your grade and turn things around, I need you to kind of pick up the pace on it. That way I can get as updated grade as possible for the 29th, and we can then make a really smart decision. Because as I said in the video before, you're going to have to ultimately we want you to make a choice for yourself. Do you want a pass? Do you want the numerical grade that you've earned, right? Whatever that number is, and then that would count towards your GPA. Or if it just wasn't possible for you to do any work and you aren't passing the class, you can decide a W, but then the ramifications of that is that you don't get an F. You just have to at some point make up the credit for world history later. So again, that's the thing I'm stressing to you. Like, yes, you will not, if you fail the class, you're not going to get the F, but you're going to get a W and have to do this class again. So I would use the next week and a half, 2 weeks to really push through and get as much as you possibly can done to make sure that you're not in a position where you might be taking this class again. And there's lots of different ways that can happen. All right. With that being said, let's talk about what we're doing this week. So, so basically, what we're studying this week is World War One and its causes and its results. So, the big thing we want to get out of this is we want to know what starts the war, and we want to know kind of like why the end of the war was so bad. All right. So, first thing you're going to do is you've done these before. These are the guided notes, handouts that basically you will do the readings, you'll answer questions about imperialism and what we call the four main causes of World War One. The reason we call it MAIN, you see that MAIN, that's what we call an acronym. So like, FBI stands for Federal Bureau of Investigation, or CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. Stands for, each letter stands for a different reason for the start of the war. And so you need to know what they are. All right. Also, you need to understand what imperialism was. All right. And so the other thing you want to finish that sheet and then turn it in. All right. The thing we really, really care about, because its impact is on, World War II and what comes afterwards, is this. All right. So the treaty that gets created as a result of this war is a direct result, or a direct cause of World War II. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at it and we're going to figure out, okay, what did they actually put in the treaty, right? What was in the Treaty of Versailles? But also, the crazy thing was there was an alternative option at the time being pushed by Woodrow Wilson, the President of the United States. So what you want to understand is, okay, what did Woodrow Wilson want? Right? What was his game plan for all of this stuff? Then you also want to look at what actually happened. And we begin to go, okay, should we have followed this Wilson plan? Because we know what happens, we know World War II is going to happen because of this treaty. All right, so the actual work you're doing here is this. So there's a video lecture where I go over the four main goals of Wilson, something's called Wilson's 14 points. All right, you take the notes on that. And then the next step is I took small pieces of a speech and I want you to read the small piece. We're talking like just a few sentences, if that, in some cases. And what I want you to do is, okay, which of the four goals is it accomplishing, right? And then we're going to circle back to Maine, M-A-I-N, and figure out, okay, if we had listened to him from the beginning, could we have maybe prevented the war altogether? All right. And then in the end, you're going to basically take some more notes about the actual things in the Treaty of Versailles. And then a final discussion question basically about should we have listened to Wilson? Why or why not? Cool. All right. This week live class is going to be on Friday at noon. Normally I have been doing them on Thursdays, but I figure let's change it up. Maybe Friday would be better. Maybe more of you will have done the work, so you have questions to ask because I know procrastination is a thing. So I will see you on Friday at noon through Canvas. So if you have questions about this work, or you want to maybe just quickly check in about grades and all that stuff, we can do that too. But I would look for your updated grade book in Power School in the next day or so, because I'll be looking at the stuff you should have turned in yesterday and getting it all in and getting everything updated. That way you know exactly where you stand and you can make informed decisions about how you want to move forward in this process. All right, guys, I hope you're staying safe. I hope everything's good. If there's issues or things you need, let me know. Just reach out, tell me via Remind, and we'll see what we can do. All right, bye.